Hey, I'm Scott Shulstone. I am joined by the lovely and talented Jennifer Simard of the hit Broadway musical Death Becomes Her, currently on Broadway. Jennifer, thank you for being here today.
Thank you, Scott, and thank you, Liam, who's behind the camera.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
So I saw the show. I loved it. Everyone loved it. Tell me, what has been your favorite part about playing Helen?
I love the arc and journey that Helen has because it's like playing 7 different characters in one woman.
Yeah.
You know, she goes through so much and it's been a challenge. It's very difficult to do, and I love to try to rise to the occasion every night to try to make each facet of her honest yet funny, broad strokes when you need it, then fine brush strokes when you need it. And I like that it mirrors every single role I've ever done, essentially. So it feels like coming home.
One of the things I really appreciate about the show was the relationship between Helen and Natala.
Yeah.
I mean, frenemies, but really it's ultimately a love story at the end between the two.
Thank you for recognizing that it really is a love story about these 2 women, because that's very rare that you see that. Sometimes we'll comment backstage on the fact that we get to be the buddy flick, so to speak, that is typically given to men. And here we are, charged with being this comedic duo, and I hope the audience feels our genuine chemistry and love for one another on stage, because it is genuine, and we prioritize.
Oh, we feel it.
Oh, good,
Yeah.
because we prioritize that, and we take great care of one another. We listen. We're there for the other person, and I think that that's what these 2 characters do by the end of the show, and I'm glad that you got that.
Another thing I got was that you and Christopher Sieber are working together again. You guys work together in company.
That's right. He's in my contract. Get Sieber. He's in my contract.
I was about to say, first off, your comedic chemistry, I saw it in company and I saw it here in Death Becomes Her, is undeniable. So I want to know what it's like working with him as a scene partner, but also, how did you 2 end up in the same show together? Is it purely coincidence, or did you talk about it?
So I've known Christopher Sieber for about 30 years.
Yeah.
We've done a bunch of industry readings together. We did Shrek the musical together, and then yes, we played husband and wife in company when I was blonde.
Yeah.
Now I'm a redhead. And it was one of the readings of this show that they were looking to cast someone. And I did think of my friend Christopher, but also the writer Marco Panett thought of Christopher sort of at the same time. And he did one reading, and he basically made himself irreplaceable from that, And we anticipate a long partnership together, as one of each other's comedic partners.
I love that.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what you guys do next.
I can't either. It'll be interesting.
Right. So another interesting thing is Goldie Hawn, who played Helen in the 1992 Robert Zemeckis film, came and saw the show.
Mm-hmm.
What was that like? I mean, and also knowing that she's in the audience.
Yeah. You would think I would have been nervous, but I wasn't. I was filled with joy. I have been such a fan for so long, and not just of Death Becomes Her, although of course a huge fan of her and the blueprint, let's be clear, that she created. I have the honor of stepping into her shoes, which is nearly impossible, and I have to try to make it my own, because there is only one Goldie Hawn, and there only ever will be.
How do you keep it interesting? I mean, how do you keep yourself from getting bored in the role?
This show could never bore me, and I always find it interesting. The real challenge, of course, is we're human beings, and you have to be an athlete to do 8 shows a week.
Yeah.
And I'll speak for myself. This role of Helen is such a huge lift. The range is really hard, and she has to belt really, really high. And hydration is number 1, and sleep. And those 2 things are the most important things so that I can rise to that challenge and entertain an audience every night. And it is my greatest joy and my greatest sadness if and when I have to miss, because it's always my goal to be there.
Yeah.
I just love it.
And then finally, since we're talking about movies that have now been made into Broadway musicals, what is one other movie that you would love to see on Broadway?
I have to say Drop Dead Gorgeous.
Yes.
Because so many people have said that would be great, and they've cast me in the Kirstie Alley role.
I would love that. Oh my God.
Robin Herder did some reel years ago where she wants to be the Ellen Barkin role. She wants me in the Kirstie Alley role. I'm like, sign me up. I'm there. So anyone who's going to bring Drop Dead Gorgeous well in the future, because I'm so happy here at Death Becomes Her. But to answer your question, I think that would make a great musical.
Wow, and I will be first in line to see that one. Amazing. Great. Well, Jennifer, I really appreciate your time so much.
Thank you, Scott.
If you haven't yet and you're in New York, make sure you go see Death Becomes Her on Broadway. And for On the Go with Deadline, I'm Scott Shulstone.